close to the end here. We're on to principle number 9, the principle of reflection. And this is an extremely important principle. Again, just because we're now near the end of the list doesn't mean that these are not important principles. It just means that we don't want to sacrifice certain things for these. And reflection is really fundamental because it helps us tie all these other things together. Personally, I've never really meditated. I've tried it a couple times. Once it kind of worked, but I've always reflected. And the idea is sort of to look back on situations and think about what you did right, what you could have done better, and it doesn't even have to be your own personal experiences, right? As we talked about with prudence, we can learn from other people. So don't limit it just to ourselves. We can reflect on our own situations and experiences as well as those of others and learn from their experiences as well. And that's something that we shouldn't miss out on. That's a great opportunity and something that we should focus on. So remember, it's not just limited to yourself, but reflection really is about analyzing situations. It's extremely important. The reason it's at the end of the list is because we want you to practice these other things in your daily experiences, and then you can reflect back on them to see if you did it correctly and how you can be better. So any experience through the day, I prefer to, at the end of the day, do it, but a lot of times if you're at work and you have a confrontation with someone and you get upset, you habitually go back and sort of reflect on it. Well, what just happened? How did that go? What could I have done differently? And it's important when we're reflecting to practice these other principles, okay? So when we're thinking back about a situation, it all comes back, as all the other principles do, to our purpose. Well, what are we reflecting about? When we say we should have acted differently, what does that mean? Well, what outcome were we trying to achieve that we didn't? When we say something went wrong, that means that we already had a goal in mind that we would like to have had happen, and it didn't. So reflection is based on these other principles. How can we improve these other principles? What can we do better in our daily lives? And really what we want to do is, with a fine-tooth comb, go back through every single experience and look at it from each way. How can I be more truthful and honest, right? Was I just in that situation? Was that the smartest thing to do there? I knew I should have done this, but I didn't, so I wasn't prudent. I was a little bit arrogant there. Should I have been more humble? Was I too humble, and should I have stepped up more? Really going back and reflecting on all of these is what's important, and reflecting around these principles and understanding, again, the importance of the hierarchy in them, and making sure that we're thinking about these things ahead of time so that when we're presented with the situation next time, we know a little bit better what to do. And understand that it is difficult and it is a process, practicing all of these principles. The way that the process is going to play out is something's going to happen, you're going to reflect on it and realize, oh, I should have done this. And then it's going to happen again, and you're going to reflect on it again, get upset with yourself and say, okay, I should have done this. Really, next time, do this. But basically what's going to happen is you're going to start noticing earlier each time. Let's just say, for example, it's something interacting with a customer at work. It could be even as simple as your boss rolled out a new process for phone conversations, new things that they want you to say with clients, and you're having a difficult time because you're used to your old routine. The way that process works is the same as our mental process with everything else. You're going to be stuck in your old routine, doing it that way. As soon as you get off the call, you're going to realize, oh man, I didn't do the thing I was supposed to do. Next call, maybe you notice near the end of the call, you missed your chance, you're still on the phone, you can try to recover. Next call, you're going to notice in the middle of the call, right? Each time you start noticing a little bit earlier, and you start improving each and every time. But it comes from being mindful in the moment that you're doing it. That's why mindfulness is important, so that we pay attention and we have those facts available to us and we're aware of the situation that we're reflecting on whenever we go back later and think about it. And that's why it's important to pay attention and then focus backwards, and look back on what we did. And again, it doesn't have to be limited just to us. So one thing you can do to really help practice the principle of reflection is at the end of the day, you can keep a journal, or again, just asking yourselves these questions and giving yourself an answer to them. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? And what did I learn? So 3 questions to reflect on each day. What did I do well today? What could I have done better? And what did I learn?